the 16th century summer palace of the Adil Shah dynasty. Later, the Portuguese viceroy's residence. Goa's Legislative Assembly till 1999, and an unused space with the Department of Art and Culture since 2006 came magnificently to life with the first Serendipity Festival of Goa.
This palace or whatever we are right now, this is like awesome.
Being in Goa from, say, 1977, I've never entered the building.
All kind of artworks are there, photographs, installation and performings.
Behind me is the Adil Shah Palace, one of the sites for this massive large-scale arts festival that seeks to explore the interdisciplinary ways in which different genres of art connect.
It's a world full of color, and Goa is full of color too.
There are global festivals in Brazil, in Spain, in Switzerland, in Miami in the US. These are global festivals where many of the arts come together. In India, we do not have any such opportunity. By itself, many of the arts get a platform, but collectively, and certainly not in an interdisciplinary manner. So we thought if we're going to do this, we have to bring the best talent available in this country. And we gave them complete freedom to do what they think is right. And the second was to look at the junction of the different disciplines, because this silos of different arts disciplines is only 300 years old. If you go back in history, that was never the case when the art was in the palaces or in the temples. So it's actually very appropriate that we should kind of create this platform in a palace itself.
I absolutely agree with him on one fundament. That's what was, as far as I'm concerned, was the clincher when he said, economically, when a society, or in this case a country, develops, what happens to also balancing that with the growth and supporting of the culture. And I think when you look at India, which is so young, which is there is such heterogeneity, how do you make sure that while curtailing anything, you don't want to control anything, you actually expose people to stuff that will get them on another journey?
Curatorial emphasis and an interdisciplinary approach is what marked Serendipity as unique and different. Two eminent artists in 7 genres worked with artists and performers across the country and beyond to create some memorable projects and performances.
We're a very young foundation, and we wanted the experience that these people brought. I mean, Dr. Jain, Rias, Ranjit, all of them, they're brilliant, right? We chose 2 curators because having one point of view is always a bit difficult. Even the 2 points of view might make it a little more complicated. I think the complexity generates something which is much more layered.
This layering was more than evident in the stunning crafts section, curated by art and cultural historian Dr. Jyotinder Jain and Manjari Narula, Vice President of the Crafts Council. Striking in its scope, it reinforced the idea of folk art.
The main curatorial concept in my mind was to look at the contemporary in vernacular. So what could be? Because after all, these people are also living in their own times. They are also facing a lot of things, like in some areas they face how their land is grabbed. In some areas they see all sorts of social injustice.
We chose 21 craftsmen from across the country and we gave them all a challenge to say that you have the skills and you have this great tradition, but we need to take you beyond.
The artists rose to the challenge, Dinesh Chandra Mohan Kumahar from the traditional potter community in Molela, Rajasthan, interpreted his village and its changing life.
गांव में क्या क्या होता है, ग्रामीण जीवन जो आजकल कम देखने को मिलता, अब तो पूरा गांव भी मतलब शहर बन गया। लेकिन अब आज के ज़माने में भी लोग वो सब भूलते गए और नई नई टेक्नोलॉजी आई तो वो भी उसमें बताया। तो पुराना गांव और अभी मतलब नया जो गांव है, गांव पूरा वही बदल के मतलब शहर की तरफ जैसा हो गया, तो वो इसमें बताया हुआ।
The intricate paper cuttings of Sanji were blown to architectural proportions.
हम तो सोचते थे यार कागज का इतना बड़ा बनाएंगे, फट गया तो नुकसान हो जाएगा, लेकिन अब हमको ये उम्मीद होने लगी कि इससे भी अच्छा, इससे भी बारीक, ऐसा जो आदमी देख के ये सोचे कि ये कैसे बना। तो हम तो अभी कुछ नहीं जानते हैं, बाकी आगे भी और बढ़ने का मन है।
As was the clay and bamboo work of Sundari Bai of Sarguja, Chhattisgarh. Rajesh T. Acharya worked with ritual bronze work never seen outside the temple of Udupi in Karnataka.
Even though they don't like to be outside the Udupi region where this still has such a strong presence, but I think for them also it is nice for it to continue into the next generation.
Kalam Patwa, the master Kalighat painter, was invited to Goa a month before the festival to interpret the place in his style of painting. And the Patachitra artists from Bengal also interpreted Goa through their art.
গোয়ায় যাইব সবাই মিলে, গোয়ার ইতিহাস জানতে হইলে।
To connect the ideas of art, craft and livelihood, each of these creations were put on sale, most of them booked even before the festival was over. Dinesh Khanna and Prashant Panjyar, also known as the duo behind the Delhi Photography Biennale, curated the section on photography. Prashant Panjyar's exhibitions foregrounded Goan themes, with a tribute to another renowned photographer, the late Prabhuda Das Gupta, whose intimate look at Catholic Goa was ironically exhibited for the first time in this state. The other exhibitions made brilliant use of archival photography. With a collection from Paul and Souza, one of Goa's oldest and most prominent photo studios, and more archival sociology from a family album.
I started with an idea of looking at Goan identity in some form or the other. And I wanted to look at it from both archival work and contemporary work. And then I came across an architect, Armenia, through the person who was assisting me on the project, John Menezes, who led me to this beautiful collection of a family album, which gave me an insight on how migrations in Goa happened to across the world in the late 19th century and the early 20th century. But the beautiful part, really, look at this. This is a Goan Christian family in Karachi. But you look at the pictures and they look like an aristocratic Muslim family. This thing, in Hindi we call Vesh Bhusha, no? You get the look of the place. Here in Burma, Tuck, it's there. There's a picture we didn't use in Calcutta. He looks like a Bhadralok from Calcutta. It's like, that's the beautiful part of it.
Among the exhibitions Dinesh Khanna curated was one that explored the idea of Indianness through portraits. Roti, Kapra and Makan was an unorthodox take on an old Indian theme, using multimedia and individuals from diverse fields, fashion, architecture and food, who emerged as artists in their own right.
Coming myself from the background of commercial photography, I've always felt that, you know, they're commercial photographers whose work comes from their own sense of aesthetic, comes from their own sense of beauty, but they are never given the artistic recognition. And I wanted to see if I could break that barrier of, you know, people who are doing commercial work, if their work can also be shown in a gallery stroke a festival space. Photographers who specialize in, say, shooting garments or shooting food or shooting interiors, who aesthetically have taken it to another level. So whether it's the aesthetic, whether it's their art, whether it's about luxury instead of this roti kapda and makan, and I wanted to see how we could turn this on its head, from just being a need to being a desire.